Good afternoon, Adam here at Board at Home. In this week's Jumping Let's Play, we're taking a look at Evolution. It's a game where we are evolving various species and then trying to keep them alive throughout the game. So, we'll discuss the setup and then we'll go through the phases of play. So first up, we have our watering hole. Watering hole is where our animals come to feed. You can see here we've got a giant pile of tokens here. Our food tokens are double-sided. We have plant on one side for our herbivores, and we have meat on the other side for our carnivores. This side we've got our population and body size tokens. These are used on our species boards here. As you can see, we've already set up our first one. Anytime that we create a new species, we take one of these boards and we add a green and a brown cube representing population and body size. Here we have our trait deck and a discard pile next to it. Our trait deck is full of a variety of wondrous abilities, so we can see we've got some here and they all have their own ability in the bottom there. These are what we'll be using for the watering hole for discarding to obtain extra things such as species or increasing population or body size, or adding traits to a species itself. We deal 3 cards plus 1 for each species to the players. So for our first round, that is 4 cards in total. In future rounds, this may increase depending on if we have more species. So here we've got our species board, which we just spoke about. Along the top, we've got our food tokens. So these will go in there when we feed. We can't have more food tokens than population size. So if, for example, we were able to take more because of something like a carnivore, we would only take what we can take. Population here goes up by 1 each time that you discard a card, or body size up by 1 each time you discard a card. Obviously that choice will be yours. So there's 5 phases of play in this game. The first phase, which we've already done, is the draw cards. The next phase is to play food cards. So we would pick a card. You have these numbers in the corner which represent the amount of food that would go into the middle. We then have our play cards, which will allow us to play the traits, create new species, or increase population or body size. And then we have our reveal foods. So we reveal exactly what's in the watering hole. And then finally, we have our feeding phase itself, where we feed all of our different species. So let's jump into it. So we've drawn our cards, so we're going to reveal or play our food card. So we're going to play this one here for 4. This player here, they're going to play this one, foraging. And this player here, we're going to play cooperation. So those are in the middle, and then those get revealed after the next phase. So third phase is our play phase. So we're going to play our carnival card face down. So your traits always play face down before we do anything else. And then we're going to discard these 2 cards to increase our body size up. We're increasing our body size, and we're increasing it by 2 because our carnivore cares about creatures that are smaller in body size than it. So having a larger body size allows us to kind of mitigate that in case someone else increases theirs too. So this player here, they're going to take a look on here. They're going to go for long neck. And then they're going to discard intelligence to increase their population. And then they've got this one here as well. And they're just going to discard that. Let's increase the body size up by 1. Finally, we go to this player here. So they're going to play their scavenger card down, and then they've got these other 2 here as well. So they're going to discard long neck. They're going to increase their population up by 1, and then their intelligence here. So let's just have a look at that one. So they're going to play that down as well. So now we've done that, we reveal all our traits. So we are carnivore, we've got the long neck there, and then we've got intelligence and scavenger on this one. Now before we move to the next phase, we will just explain a restriction with the traits. So you can have 3 traits on your species and none of them can be duplicates. So now I've got carnivore, I can't have another carnivore card on my species here. I can have it on another one, but I can't have it on this one. Same with this, for example. They've got long neck, they now can't add another long neck to this species. So we reveal our cards in the middle, we take a look along the bottom there. So we've got 4, 6, 4, so that is 14 in total. And as if by magic, I have 14 tokens here. Okay, so this player here has an ability that allows to take 1 plant food from the food bank before the cards are revealed, so we would have done that first time, and no one else has anything there. So do remember that. It's a bit difficult sometimes when you're playing all the players, but if your card has this symbol up in the corner before these are revealed, just let the other players know so that you can perform this action before those cards are revealed. Right, so now we move into the feeding phase, the last phase of the game. So in the feeding phase, we have all our hungry species. So what we do is we either take in from the watering hole, or if you're a carnivore, you're actually attacking another species. So for a carnivore to attack, they can attack species that are smaller in body size, and it can never take plant foods. So we can only attack, that's the only thing that we can do here. So we're going to attack this player here, but this player is going to just tell us that before we attack, they're going to take a meat food from the food bank. So we tell them that we're going to attack, they can then respond. So we're attacking them. So we reduce their population down by 1 because we have a larger body size. We then take food tokens equal to their body size. So if their body size was larger than that, we could only take 1 because we can't have food more than our population. If our population was higher than that, we would of course been able to have taken more foods, for example. So this player's turn, so they can take a food because their species is hungry. And then we move to this player. They would have been hungry had we not attacked them, but they are still hungry, still not hungry because it's moved down by 1, so they don't feed. So the first feeding phase of the game is over. So there's plenty of food left in here. So there will be more food for the next round as well. So at the end of the feeding, we just need to check off a few things. If a species didn't eat food equal to its population, perhaps because there wasn't enough food within the watering hole, then they are still hungry and their population marker goes down to the number of population that actually received the food. So if we were up here, for example, and it had run out, then that would have to go down to where we were able to feed to. We remove food tokens from our species. They go behind our species boards. So you can see here, a bit like in real life, we feed, we're full, but the next day comes, we're going to need to feed again. Any plant foods remaining in the watering hole does stay there, so we leave that there. And then we just check for the game end, which we won't have at this point, but if the draw deck runs out during the first phase of dealing cards of the round that you were just finishing, or it had to be shuffled due to a species going extinct on the previous round, we then move to the end of game scoring. If it doesn't end, we pass our awesome first player marker here, it truly is magnificent, to the next player. They become the first player for the next round. So we'll run through this round for you. So this player takes their 4 cards. They're taking 4 cards we're taking 4 cards. And just as a reminder there, we're taking the 4 cards because it's 3 cards per player plus 1 for a species board. So that's where we are with that. So this player is now the first player. They're going to take a look through their cards for something to go into the food bank there. So they're going to chuck Scavenger in there. They're going to keep their cards there. This player here, they're going to have a flick through. They're going to go for... They're going to chuck Cooperation in there. And then for us, what are we going to chuck in there? Well, we've got Carnivore, so we're going to chuck Carnivore in there. So now that that's done, we then go to the playing cards phase. So we're going to look through. So this player is going to play Defensive Herding. So it can only be attacked by a population, carnivore with a larger population. So it's going to play that there. It's then going to play discard this one to increase their population size by 1. And then they're going to play Climbing as another. So this species is now full. So for the next round, if they want to create any species or add things to traits to a species, they will have to create another species board. So we go to this player here. Okay, they've got some carnivore cards as well. They're going to play that one down, and then they're going to discard both of these. They're going to increase each of these by 1. And then finally for us, what have we got here? Okay, we're going to play that Fertile. Seems like a good one. Species gains 1 population if there's food on the watering hole before the food cards are revealed. So that's quite handy there. And then our last 2 cards, we're going to discard each of those. We're going to increase that by 1, and we're going to increase that by 1. So we can see that we've got quite a large predator now. So the cards are revealed. And we then move to the reveal food phase. So we've got a couple of people with special cards. So we've got Long Neck here. So this one takes 1 plant food from the food bank before the food cards are revealed. So he's going to take 1 straight away. And this one here also has one of these abilities. We can gain a population if there's food on the watering hole before food cards are revealed. So we're up a population as well. So we're looking pretty good here. So the cards are then revealed. So let's take each of these, and we have got ourselves 9 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So quite a lot of food at the watering hole. So we start with this player here. So let's just bring their stuff over here just so we can take a look there. So we've already activated our Long Neck. So all we're doing at the moment is we are taking a food from there. We then move to this player here. So it's a carnivore. So it actually allows, with Scavenger, for us to take 1 meat food from the food bank after any carnivore attacks. So they're going to attack. They're going to... Can they attack? No, they can't attack. So it looks like we're going to have a player that might be going hungry. Okay, so we move down to this player here. So we've already increased our population before we revealed the food. we can now attack and eat another species that is smaller in body size. So we're going to attack this one here because we now can't attack this player because we do not have climbing and we don't have a larger population. Okay, so we have to attack this player here. So we just need to double check our rules for carnivores. So we are hungry, we have a body size greater than their body size, and we have traits necessary to overcome them. So all they've got really is scavenger and carnivore. The intelligence won't help either, so we do attack them. So we reduce their population size by 1, and then we receive food. We receive food equal to their body size on our there. Okay, now this one here, they've got scavenger, so after we've attacked, they can then take a food token. So we move to this player, they can eat, so they take a food token. They are now full for this turn. We move to this player, they still can't attack, but they're also full for the moment, so we are going to skip past them. And then this player here, we can still attack because we've still got 1 space left on our food tokens. This is the only one that we can attack, so we're going to gain a food, reduce their population. Now something interesting is going to happen here, so we'll explain that as part of the end of feeding. Everyone is now full. We now move to the end of feeding phase, so no one is still hungry, so no one is losing any population. We remove these foods, put them behind here. Okay, we now have a player that has gone extinct, so we will just explain the extinction rules to them. So they take these 3 cards here. So 1, 2, 3, they then gain 1, 2, 3 for each discarded card. There we go. This board is removed. We place the food token behind there, and obviously they would receive a new free board, so to start themselves up with the next one. And then we move to our next phase, or our next turn rather. So this player has got their 3 cards because they had lost their species, so they kind of get like a bit of a catch-up mechanic there. This would then move to this player here, and then we would start again drawing cards 3 and then a number equal to the amount of species we have. So everyone's drawing 4 cards for this coming round. That is everything for the playthrough. So we've run through a couple of turns there, giving you an idea of exactly what's going on. I'd say it's a fairly straightforward game to grasp. The phases are nice and easy and quick. There's not a lot of convolution to them. Obviously it's a bit easier when you have all 3 players or all 4 players each controlling their own ones. It's always a little bit harder in a kind of like demo let's play environment where you're having to navigate all of the players. Once you've got through all of the necessary rounds, we would move to the end of game scoring. So I'll just give you a quick idea of the scoring that you would receive. So you get 1 point for each food token behind your screen, so that's these ones here for example. Each surviving species is worth points equal to its population, so that would be this one here, and traits on a surviving species are worth a point each. So this, if we survive right till the end, this species here is going to score us 3 points there, and presuming it never increased its population, 3 points from that one. That's all for the Let's Play today. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to comment below. Visit us in the shop or call us on 01843 316 281. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.